all the space you have in your office. Then you also identify, you classify, you store records as a professional. You coordinate access to records internally and outside of the organization, balancing the requirements of business confidentiality, data privacy, and public access. A number of times, organizations, they work on joint ventures, partnership, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to how information is being exchanged, you need trained professionals to be able to manage these processes. Executing a retention policy on the disposal of records which are no longer required for operational reasons according to organizational policies, statutory requirements, and other regulations. In 2008, we had the first IIM certification program in Nigeria. IIM is an American association for information and image management. In 2008, we had the privilege of hosting them in Nigeria, and we had a certification class. And the representative of IIM, Dr. Ann Kola-Kruno, the then Director of Middle East and Africa, he came on the stage, and the very first thing he said was, for him to define information management, he said something. He said, information is about throwing things away. Information management is about throwing things away. And a number of professionals in the room were like, what does that mean? And he went further to explain that, information, for you to manage information effectively, you have to ensure that, you're able to capture only those information that has business value. So that says it all. So it's actually about throwing things away. Because if you decide to keep things, before you know it, the whole place will be clustered. And you don't want that to happen. And that is why it is essential for any organization to have retention policy. So without retention policy, it means most records in most organizations will be retained unnecessarily. Records that have become inactive will still be retained while they no longer have any business value. Yeah. So this may involve either their destruction or permanent preservation in archives. So when you're talking about disposition of records, you're actually either talking about preservation of those records or archiving them, depending on what the parts of businesses and organizations have need for records and information management. For example, all three levels of government, local, state, and federal, need services of information specialists. Also, insurance companies, banks, retail organizations, manufacturing, laws, educational, and so on and so forth. They all need information specialists. They need records managers. They need document data managers, and so on and so forth. Career opportunities are most prevalent in medium to large companies. So, digital records will become more prevalent whether we like it or not. It is not possible we cannot totally and completely get rid of physical or paper documents. They will still remain with us. But, digital records will become more prevalent. New media, new technologies, email, social networking, mobiles will continue to come. They will constantly create new challenges, whether we like it or not. And that is why we need to evolve as professionals. Then paper records will be with us for some time still and still needs to be managed. So because of the fact or the advent of technology, we cannot really say, oh, we're no longer going to be managing the physical documents. It's something that we still have to make necessary, preparation and arrangement for. The transition from paper to digital will become more important. A lot of organizations, as we speak today, are digitizing their paper records. So just because of time and space, because we've actually been able to identify over 250 job designations when it comes to information management. Just because of the time and space, we just decided to list out some of these roles in different organizations. Then on that note, we'll call it a day. Thank you. I enjoyed the rest of the program.
Please, let's give him another round of applause. he has really spoken. He has told us what Institute of Information Management Africa is about, from Genesis to Revelation. Wow. You will all agree with me. He has told us what IIM Africa is, what we do, the strategy we use to do it, the challenges, and our plans for future achievements, and also the strategy we will use to get there. That's how to get there. He needs another round of applause for that. Now he has told us the truth. The Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. He has given us the truth. And the Bible also emphasizes that if you know the truth will set you free. Now you have known the truth of the Institute of Information Management. I'm sure we have all been set free. Let's give ourselves another round of applause. So the next item here is Records and Information Management Awareness. That is RIMA Award presentation to Mr. John Christian. It was to be given in March this year, but he wasn't in Nigeria to receive it. Now is the time for him to receive it. Can we also encourage him as he comes out for the award? The president will present the award.
On behalf of the Governing Council, management, and staff of the Institute of Information Management Africa, I hereby present this special award to Mr. John Montana. This award is a special award, Volunteer of the Year Award, which was presented in absentia on the 17th of March in Lagos. We have the honor and privilege to represent this award to you. Congratulations, sir.
I'm not normally speechless, but I am a little bit speechless. This is a great honor. I'm extremely flattered. It really is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this organization and to participate in its activities. And the fact that the Information Management Institute of Africa has reached out to the rest of the world gives us an opportunity to collaborate and to understand each other and to further global understanding and global coordination of these very important activities. So this award is a symbol of all of that, and I accept it in that spirit. It is truly a great honor and truly a great symbol of the potential that our collaboration and our working together represents. Thank you.
Now is the time for the induction stroke investiture of fellows, honorary fellows, professional fellows, and senior professionals. So this is in 3 categories. These 3 I've mentioned, and it will start with the induction through investiture of honorary fellow. We have 2 on the list. As you come, please come with the oath of allegiance that you have filled and signed. And those, we start with honorary fellows, Pastor Vincent Omoegba, then Dr. Francis Kolawole Oladele. He is the regional overseer of MFM USC. That's Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministry. Then Pastor Vincent Omegba, lead pastor, Redeemed Christian Church of God, Day Spring Center, coordinating pastor of all Redeemed churches in Colorado. What a great job. Let's give him also another round of applause. Thank you both of you, sir. They are all men of God. And I know God has really used you to help people, the needy, the poor, the motherless, the fatherless, the poorest of the poor. Thank you.
This is the official induction of the honorary fellows of the Institute of Information Management USA chapter. You are expected to say after me, I, filling your names,
Vincent,
male or female, currently of
Mountain of Fire Ministry, California, Consensus Group Incorporated, United States.
do hereby consent to be an honorary fellow, member of the Institute of Information Management, with effect from the date
with effect from the 5th day of May 2018.
henceforth do solemnly swear and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Institute, that as an honorary fellow of the Institute of Information Management, I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directives as stipulated in the Constitution of the Institute, that I will not allow my personal interests or any form of sentiment to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Institute, that I will abide by the Code of Conduct of the Institute, that in all circumstances I will do what is right according to the law, without fear or favor, that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the professional practice of information management at all times. I therefore pray to God to enable me hold on unto this oath always. So help me God. Amen. As the President, Chairman, Governing Council of the Institute of Information Management, I hereby confer on you, Honorary Fellow of the Institute. Congratulations.
Congratulations, sirs. To whom much is given, much is expected and required. So now it's time for presentation of certificate. The first goes to Pastor Vincent Omegba. The second goes to Dr. Francis Kolawole Oladele. Thank you, sir. So the next set of people are the professional fellows. And as I call them, I will first of all recognize Miss Dr. Oluwakemi Adeyemi, our great American coordinator. She has worked so hard for us to see today. The success of today's program lied basically on her and her team. God has used her to make today a great day for us. So let's give her a round of applause. Then the next person, Reverend Christopher Williams. Hallelujah indeed. Dr. Abiodun Adeleke. Dr. Afeborna Obeso. Those are the great professionals. D.A. Graham. Ola Akinriola. Bukola Oyedokun, Reverend Olufolake Ike. Praise the Lord. Courage Ewadwere. Dr. Francis Mbanaja Opara. Then lastly, Dr. Patrick Ogo.
I hope we all have oath of allegiance.